friends, and neighbors. Welcome to another production of the program. Here we are on TV once again, once a day, every day. Turn on the machine and live forever. Here we go. I'm alive. We're doing this thing, and we're back here again every day. You know how it goes. You get down here and start saying things. My friends out there in TV land, thank you for joining me in this very difficult time. It's a weird time. Like, you know, I don't go anywhere. Things are happening in the world, and it's like all just like a distant thing to me, because I'm not going anywhere. I still am not leaving my house, but I'm seeing all these things happen on television. I'm sure you are too. And it's like, it's real. These things are real, and it's like, what is real? And it's hard to know. I was watching yesterday did the program at about 8:45 with Heather and James, and then since then I haven't left the house because it's if I don't have to go to work, I'm not leaving the house. And I watched the Olympia City Council meeting tonight, and they were doing things on there, so that was happening. Looks like nobody's on the Zoom yet, even though, I'm getting into a few minutes after I could have been. Anybody watching on YouTube? It's hard to tell. I'm not on the YouTube page, so I'm pretty sure it's working. How do I know? How do I know if it's working? I guess I got to look at it afterwards or ask somebody about it. I think my brother might have the day off today on Tuesday, so we can tell him to go to tune in. We should call him immediately, but I've been thinking about the state of racism in America, like a lot of us have been, and I was thinking about how could people have become racists, or how come we didn't fix this a long time ago? Systemic racism, and it's so deep ingrained in the culture, but I wasn't told to be. I was told to be not racist. I was told to be not racist by television mostly. Growing up, because I don't know if my parents ever had to sit down and say my parents never told me about racism when I was a little kid. They're like, maybe I was, I'm not a white person, so maybe they never had to tell me, because there's all your friends are white and black and whatever, they all are, racist. Everybody around you is different races, and you shouldn't be, have to do anything to them, because I guess I didn't really have the option to be a racist, because if I was a racist, then who am I going to not like? Like, the people like me, the two people I've ever met that are like me? So it doesn't really work out like that. But then I was in school, though. I was thinking about in school, when I was a little kid in school, I was in elementary school. I'm going to say how old I am, but it was in the early 90s. And we studied the civil rights movement, and, Dr. King was a hero, and we celebrated MLK Day, and I was saying that we were drawing those pictures where you have all those numbers, in a grid. There's a big grid full of pictures, and you have to draw the thing and over the thing. So it was we're learning history. We're learning about George Washington or whatever, and then all these people in history, and then MLK. And MLK was he was touted as a hero, rightfully so, in the history books in elementary school. So I'm like, well, I guess that this guy's a hero. And it's a good thing, as a child, it's a good thing that they solved racism in the 60s, because that would be bad if racism still existed in the 60s. And it's been about the same amount of time from the movement in the 60s till when I learned about it, from that time I learned about it till now. So it's like, now are they showing stuff from, they must be showing stuff from when I was a kid in the history books now. But it was like 30 years between like the time I went to school and civil rights movement in the 60s, and then from me being in that school to now. So it seems like if they're teaching me in the school and on TV about how equality is important and everything, and then how did that not work out? But I was starting to think about if I received a different kind of education. It was just a public school in Lacey. We were right in Lacey, so it was a few of us minorities in the thing, but it was mostly white people, and they're teaching, I think, if I remember right, pretty much almost all white teachers at that time too. And they're teaching the curriculum, and the books had the pictures of the stuff, and they said, like, this is what happened then. Like, people, they showed the sit-ins and people getting hosed, like, by the awful authorities back then, and we're like, whoa, that was awful, and this is what happened, and this is what came of it. And then now there's no more, like, they fixed the Board of Vacation and stuff, but I guess it didn't work out. But as a kid, it really seemed like it would have, and now it's not. So this time between, like, the 60s till the 90s, and then the 90s till now, it's like, what happened? Nothing, I guess. Nothing got fixed, or a lot of things didn't get fixed. But it seems like, here in Washington, it's nice. It's nicer than it is in other places. So I wonder if in Minnesota, if they received the same kind of education about the civil rights movement in the 60s. And I guess it could have kept going. I guess it did keep going in a lot of ways, but in a lot of ways it didn't keep going. Freddie was here just a minute ago trying to get this thing. I think he's riding his bike around. But let's call Grandma. I think Andrew's there right now, so I'm going to call him. Ask him about, he probably had the same education as me, mostly. Well, I think he might have not even gone to elementary school. I went to Lacey Elementary School. My friends out there in TV land, if you're watching this, you might know that school. It's right over there. I don't think my brother ended up going to Lacey Elementary School.
Say hello.
Hello, Andrew.
Hi.
Hi, Grandma.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm okay. So, what you doing?
I'm at home. You feeling good? You feel okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, that's good. You got water? You drinking water, Grandma?
I try.
Yeah, you have one out? Go get a bottle out.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, here. You talk to Andrew here.
Okay.
Here, Andrew.
Hi.
Hi, Andrew.
What?
We're live on YouTube.
Live on YouTube, oh yeah? How many people?
I don't know. I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at this other thing. It doesn't tell me. You got to tell me. Go look at it. Probably nobody. Huh? I'm not looking at that on the page or at the comments or anything like that, so I don't know. Can you look at it? You looking at it?
No, I'm in the garage.
Why?
Getting water.
Oh, getting water for Grandma? Yeah. That's good. Grandma needs to drink water. She's still on the same heart medication, right? That stuff dries her out. That's what they said.
Yeah, she needs to take her medicine.
The doctor said that medicine dries you out.
Is that right?
Yeah. Well, it looks like somebody's on the Zoom. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Getting water? Watching TV?
Yep.
Oh. I've
I ate some oranges.
Yeah.
And then I grabbed an orange. It was like a brand new bag from last week.
Yeah.
And it was moldy.
Oh.
And then I pulled out another one that was moldy. And guess what happened?
What?
I had a One moldy orange ruined the batch. Ruined the batch.
Oh yeah, that's what they say about apples and the police.
The bad, yep, there was a bad orange this time, though, not apple, but it was an orange.
Bad orange ruined the batch.
Yep, and so, you know what, you can't, one orange, will fuck up the whole thing, so you gotta throw them all out, right?
Yeah, throw them out. Throw them all out. You can't have one. If you have one, you can't have bad apples. It's like, well, there's some good ones and some bad ones. It's like, no, all bad.
Yeah, they're all bad now.
Yeah. I've been thinking about this whole racism thing a lot. Maybe we all have, right? And did you go to Lacey Elementary, or did you never go to Lacey Elementary?
I went to Centennial.
Centennial when you started. So because I went to Lacey Elementary for a little while. But you know when we were little kids, and I guess there's probably less like black people and other minorities in Centennial than even Lacey Elementary, but there were still a few of us, and but we were taught about the civil rights movement in the 60s, right? Did you teach that? You remember?
No.
You don't remember being taught about that?
Never.
I mean, do you just not remember it because you forgot, or you think that it didn't happen?
No, I don't remember getting it in like middle school and stuff.
Middle school, but not elementary school?
I don't think so.
You don't remember it when you were a little kid? Because maybe it's not like the same thing then. Because when I was like a little kid in elementary school, we were taught about it. I remember this, and like we were like kindergartners, and we had to like draw a picture, the paint by numbers like of MLK.
Are you sure?
I guess I can't be sure, but I don't think I made it up. I have this memory of this stuff when we were little kids, and it was maybe because Lacey was a little bit more. I don't know if
MLK is the thing. MLK is always the thing. So yeah.
Like from when you're a little kid, right?
Yeah, it had to because that's a national holiday.
Yeah, so they teach you about that when you're like a little child, and they're like.
Yeah, I guess they do.
So they're like, this is a thing, like this is what could happen, there's like, remember this stuff? Remember how the police like hosed down like all those people, and that was bad, and they teach you about all that stuff, and they tell you that it's bad. And that was in the 60s, and then now they put it into education. They put it into like all of our education, so we're growing up with a thing, so like they have to do something.
For some reason, people still need to get taught that lesson.
But you got to tell, like you're going home and they're like I don't know if these white kids are being like, they're like, Mom and Dad, they're teaching me about, that black people are good, and you saying they're not good. And they're like, oh, no, they're not, like their parents are racist.
Oh, yeah, they're not good. What are you talking? Those blacks are not good.
So that's what, like they're telling them at home or something like that. But, I don't even think we even got to talk about it because we couldn't afford to be racist because there would be nobody to talk to.
Yeah, I suppose. I don't know. I don't like talking about. I used to not like talking about racism because I felt like I wasn't racist or something.
Well, if not now against white people, but you can't be a racist when there's nobody around you of your own race to be racist with. Like when we were kids, if we wanted to be racist, we wouldn't be able to talk to anybody except for each other.
As a white?
Huh?
As white people or what?
I mean, because there's no other Japanese people. I don't know. We didn't know any other Japanese people, kids.
Are you going to be racist towards white other people? Then I see.
So if we're racist, then we wouldn't have any friends at all.
Yeah. There's no.
But there's no. So I don't remember. I don't know. I guess Mom was sometimes talking about how she didn't like racism, but yeah. But then that was like when we were kids. It was about the same amount of time that had passed between the civil rights movement in the 60s to when we were in elementary school until now.
Yeah, almost.
So
yeah, it is.
So when we were in elementary school, that's going to be in the history books now, though. But I don't know. We were both here in the Thurston County school.
Right in between that time and now is Rodney King or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Almost. It was like 92.
Yeah, you were probably in elementary school, Ray, like right when Rodney King happened. So that was like another big kind of.
I was 3.
That was a big movement too.
You were. That was your. I mean, that was when you were in elementary school. I was like 3 or 4.
Yeah, I don't remember hearing about that when it happened. I don't remember OJ back then either. I do remember Nancy Kerrigan though.
I think I remember that. Yeah, I don't remember OJ.
Yeah, I don't remember OJ from back then. I don't know when I ended up hearing about OJ. Probably must have been much later on.
Maybe Dad was watching pro wrestling or something instead.
Yeah. But that was like 30 years, you know. It's like 30 years, and now it's happening again. But I'm wondering about if they're like teaching the kids.
You know, in college, you have to have the diversity credit to even graduate.
Yeah, and like maybe they're older. The people are older. Is it like the next generation? Is like that's who's rioting right now? Is the people like who are our age and younger? Maybe they were taught in elementary school about the stuff, and like is it the older people who are not? Because like 30 years is not that long to change the books to have a whole section on the civil rights movement. So maybe it was like people who are older than us. They didn't even have the section in there.
I don't know. Well, the cop or Officer Chauvin is probably, he looks like he's around 50-something. What do you think? 40?
Yeah, 50 or 40. He was on the force for 18 years already, so he must have been at least 20. So he's, 40 or 50. So did he have the...
Another cop who was involved was on the force for like 4 days or something like that.
Yeah, that's too bad. And that guy, I heard that guy told him to stop, and now he's in jail.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, he didn't do anything like he didn't hold the gun up to him or something like that. He didn't use police force against another cop.
Yeah.
So just to get him to stop. He just said, hey.
Yeah, that would be. Would be awful to be the.
What happened in Training Day? In that movie?
I don't know if I ever saw it.
I don't know if I ever saw it either. I just saw the Wayne Brady.
Wow, Freddie, you made it home already?
Home.
Freddie made it home really fast. You biked fast.
I biked really fast.
You were just at my house, yeah.
Yeah. I agree with you guys. I was listening to it on the ride.
Oh, yeah.
I think that you're right about the books, honestly. Like, I think that it wasn't in the school books, and then it was, and then that's like a big reason that you see like younger people out there protesting, and like the old people are just like, oh, this doesn't work. Why are these people doing this stuff? Or, like, things should be like the way they were.
Where did you go to elementary school?
Elementary school? What grade is that? That's like
kindergarten to 3rd grade or whatever. Like
5th grade.
I guess like Eastern Washington.
Yeah, and they taught it in Eastern Washington, right? So like they have like.
As a kid, I don't think so. I mean, I don't really remember my school like at all. Like, I don't remember my schooling like at all.
Yeah, but, like I just have a few memories of specific. Like for some reason, I like had this like I said, the paint by numbers thing where you have to have the thing, and then you like look at the picture, and then you draw the square, and then you put the square in the other thing, right? Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I feel like if anyone I like was in, I know Washington is pretty good usually, but like Eastern Washington is not good, and they is maybe.
So maybe they have like sections of the like where they're trying to teach you about like the history books are like actually different. Like depending on like the demographic of the area, it's like in racist zones, like in this, like they don't teach you about this stuff.
And then like 4th grade and 4th and up, like through high school until like maybe junior year, I went to college through the Running Start program. I was like at basically like Christian school, and I can't tell how much of it is like me not remembering very well things, or whether they just like didn't teach me things.
Or when you were in elementary school, you went to Christian school?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so maybe, I mean, Christian schools are different, so they don't do it because when I was in school, it's like, it was just like part of the curriculum where they're just like, this guy is a hero, you know, and you're like, oh, okay, like, I get that, like, sure.
Martin King was like a preacher, though, right? Like,
yeah, he was a preacher, but he, like...
I'm just saying that, like, the Christian schools especially should be teaching that shit.
They should be, but are they? I, like, don't know if they are. I'm trying to figure it out, like, and when it started, you know, like, being in the curriculum.
You know, the problem with that is that they all have different, like...
What, Andrew?
Oh, sorry, Andrew.
What?
Did they teach you that the Earth is only like thousands of years old?
Yeah, did they teach you, like, Christian Science about, like, no evolution and stuff?
Yeah. Oh, yes, they did. Yes, definitely.
Really?
Like, it was not. Yeah. It was like creationism and evolution is wrong.
Oh, what? At school?
At school.
Oh no!
Oh no!
I don't know. Do you think those are still around? It definitely was in the 90s. It's like that was in the 90s, you know.
That's bad. Did you at some realize that everything you were taught was wrong, and you're like, ah?
No, it just like made me never believe anyone saying anything is true ever again.
Yeah.
Basically, like I pretty much learned that by high school to like distrust everything anyone's trying to tell you.
So you can't. I mean, it's like possible to miss out on it, like on this thing. 'Cause it's just like it was just like part of the curriculum, and like I don't know how you could miss it when like. So I'm thinking that we're thinking that the guy was old, cause like. So here's what I'm keep repeating myself to everybody, but that's okay. It was like when I went to school, from when I was in school to the civil rights movement for the original time, from that time till now.
Yeah.
So it's like, when did they start teaching equality as the curriculum? And what did they say before? You know, it's like maybe that guy, like Chauvin or whatever, was too old and he didn't get taught the stuff in the schools. And it's like,
and then you get it reinforced by the like racist police force and like all the like sort of institutionalized bad thought things.
And like so like I think that the curriculum hasn't had enough. I mean, it's good. Everything is good. Hopefully I'm not coming off as like being a apologist or something. But like the curriculum is happening now, and so as we go along, things can get better.
What if they use that as his like actual defense?
I didn't know. I didn't know it was not. I didn't know any better.
I didn't learn it in school. It's bad to kill.
You know, at this point, it's like global. It's global. If that guy doesn't get charged, like the world is going to end. Like it's global. Like I cannot imagine what would happen.
Dad said it's a big deal right now because people have nothing better to do.
That's true. That's true. It's true.
I didn't even think about that, but
you didn't think about that because
yeah.
I mean, it's people don't. That's what people are. They distract you with media and all these games, and you're doing all this stuff. I've been saying this for a long time, that theme parks. I mean, I went to movies and stuff, and maybe I shouldn't have even gone to movies, but I always thought that theme parks and traveling were distractions from everything else. And I actually have been practicing this. Maybe I'm poor, maybe I'm poor and stingy, and I'm saying that my whole like not traveling, not going to theme parks thing was because I didn't want to spend the money, and that was a waste of money. But it was also like brainwashing yourself into thinking that things are better than they are, and you're not focusing on like the bad things. But then I think it's true though. People they're not going to the movies and they're not playing sports, so then like things happen because you're only supposed to like remember their names. That's like the big thing to do. But I forgot what's the woman who was shot in her bedroom. Was Breonna Taylor.
Breonna Taylor, yeah.
Oh, that's good. I almost forgot, and then I was like,
we gotta learn the names.
I did the thing.
Like, we can remember all the names of all the like, people in the TV shows. Like think of your favorite TV show, and you like know all the characters' names in this like TV show that's made up.
Yeah.
And, like, really for fun, and you don't remember the people who were like literally murdered by the police.
But
It's like
Breonna Taylor was before, the pandemic, and was, all is like as horrific as everything is. This person was in their own bed and got killed,
yeah.
and it wasn't that big of a deal in the media. So, it wasn't on video either, which is another thing. But then it's like, so maybe it was the pandemic that brought
It's
everything
like
else.
kind of sick
Apparently
to
the
be on
police-
video for it to be
The
important.
police are
anyway.
protected
It's
by
like,
the law, and there's a bill that they're trying to pass that gets rid of their protection. It's called they're protected under qualified immunity, which basically would people aren't allowed to sue them if the police do something really dumb like kill you in your home.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure if like the cops like did that like unintentionally, so then they can't really charge them with murder because no one actually did want to.
What?
No one was like trying to shoot someone in their house,
They charged the Shelvin with murder,
Yeah.
and they're charging lots of cops with the crimes right now.
Yeah.
So I think
They should be able to charge those people with that. I don't know if that actually protects them, that thing, but they're trying to get rid of it right now. I know that.
yeah, that's good. How can you go, even if it was the person who they're going after, you can't shoot them while they're sleeping. Like, what are they even? How could they?
I don't know what I heard that the story was her boyfriend was like a suspect in something. It was like the police busted into their house, and it was like the wrong people or something like that, and they were fired in the house, and they were trying to kill him, and I don't even know if he was the right person, but they shot him, and they shot through the walls, and bullets hit her.
Oh. Well, that's
Right?
I don't know. I didn't hear that. I guess in my mind, they just like busted in the door and shot up a bed. But maybe that makes more sense.
Yeah. It kind of sounds like they saw a sleeping person through a window and killed them.
Yeah. Still inexcusable, whatever it is. But
Not excusable.
They were
Any
not
kind
in
of
police
scenario.
clothes either. They didn't look like police. They were like in plain clothes.
yeah.
And they didn't like announce themselves. And so to the people inside, they just busted down the door with no warning, and with they didn't look like police. And so of course, if you are armed and somebody busts into your room, you start shooting at them.
Yeah.
You should be allowed to.
You should be allowed to, and I think that guy's.
You are allowed to unless it's a police officer. Which even if it's not a police officer, how are you supposed to know? And now they're
Yeah, and I guarantee if that cop was in the same scenario at home, if they were the one in bed, they would be shooting.
Yeah. And that guy's in jail right now too. So we gotta get that guy. Try to get that guy out of jail somehow.
boyfriend. He's out of jail now, but
Really?
yeah, he's out
That's
because
good.
of the protests. Basically, he wouldn't be if it wasn't for the protests. But he's
Oh,
out
well, they
now.
did it then. That's awesome. They let him out. Is he off? I wonder if he's off charges and stuff too.
I don't know about the charges, but he's definitely not in jail now.
Not in jail, and I'm sure he's got everybody's giving him money and stuff too.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, fuck the police.
Yeah.
Fuck the police.
Well, they're out there, but
Oh, I had a thought today about police.
yeah.
Which is that, I think that they actually are, sort of causing the community to erode itself, basically. Police now have this, thing where they are called for every single tiny infraction.
Yeah.
For example, the thing where the lady was like, oh, this person who's bird watching told me to put a leash on my dog. She's going to call him and say they're threatening him. Or an example near and dear to my heart that's happened to me even as a white person is your neighbor, there's like a show at your house or like noise, and the neighbor just like calls the police because it's loud next door. And
Yeah.
it's like a lot of these issues that the police are called immediately, including a lot of these mental health ones that a lot of people are bringing up too, are things where the police should never be involved. Like, it should be a community discussion. This person who's calling the police should go and meet their neighbor or their community member or whatever and like start a discussion. Like, and in those situations, if you're able to like take these two things where I'm like, I'm having a hard time with what you're doing, and then the other person is like, okay, like here's why I'm doing what I'm doing, and like if you can actually meet in the middle and like see each other's point of view, you like build stronger community. But if you do the opposite and call the police whenever there's like a tiny thing, then like the police come, and like even if they peacefully solve the situation, the person who's on the other side of the police interaction is like, whoa, the police just called on me. Like, fuck, who called the police on me?
Yeah.
Like, they didn't even talk to me at all. And then the people who like called the police and then it's solved think that that's a solution to the problem. And so then basically it's like the community gets like driven further and further apart because of police availability. Basically the police are available for any tiny thing, and they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
If anything, if the police exist, they should be there for like serial killers and like whatever
That's
else.
why we got the
like,
FBI.
yeah, exactly. Like, they shouldn't even be there. It's like, it doesn't make sense. Like, they're basically turning our communities against themselves without doing anything. With like by trying to help, they're like actually fucking up the community.
Yeah. All right. Hi, James.
James.
Hey, what up?
Well, hey, Andrew, what are you eating for dinner?
I went to Arby's.
Oh, yeah? Did you feed Grandma Arby's?
Yep.
She like it?
Nope.
She said, what is this?
She says it was okay.
Oh, yeah, she ate it, though?
Yep, good. And she ate it, yeah.
I would eat Arby's. I'm pretty hungry. I should have made some food. I always make the mistake of not making food, and about halfway through the program, I'm like, oh, I should have made food every time.
Why don't you just bring a sandwich?
Okay, I'm going to go.
All right, bye.
Say bye, Grandma.
Bye.
Bye, Grandma.
Okay, see you sometime.
See you soon, okay.
James, how are you today?
I'm okay. How are y'all?
Good. We're talking about the, race and the police still.
Yeah.
But, did you...
Your hair looks super fresh. Did you just get it dyed? It looks really
I
red.
just did it a little while ago, yeah.
It looks good.
Thanks. I know I like this color.
Yeah, well, you back at Ashley's?
Yeah.
How was the hotel?
You know,
Went well?
we're going to talk about that at some point.
Why? What? Something happened?
I don't know. I've been going through it, but it's not time to talk about it yet. We will soon.
Okay.
But right now, I'm just using it as for distraction.
Oh, okay. Well, where did you go to elementary school?
I went to Lake City Elementary School in Lakewood, and then I went there for kindergarten to 2nd grade, and then I went to Idlewild, also in Lakewood, for 3rd through 5th.
And do you remember being taught about the civil rights movement when you were a little kid?
No, but I do remember making turkeys with my hand and putting on little buckles on our head to look like pilgrims.
Yeah. Do you think maybe...
All the fake history that they teach us in elementary school.
But you just maybe they did, but you don't remember anything.
Yeah, but I don't recall like civil rights in elementary school. Like that seems early, I think, but middle school maybe. Yeah, I remember in middle school talking about like the South and stuff and the Civil War, but I don't remember in elementary
Not
school.
the Civil War. Civil rights from the 60s.
Well, human rights, no. Human rights in elementary school? No, I don't remember that either. No.
The civil rights movement from like Martin Luther King. I'm talking about Martin Luther King.
Yeah. I got you, yeah.
Yeah, they teach you about that. They don't teach you like when you're a little kid though. Maybe like not even.
Did you?
I think I did. At least not like maybe like the dark stuff about it, but they're just like, this is MLK and he's great, and then you're like,
well,
oh, look
we
at that
definitely
guy.
did hear about MLK. That's true.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know I mean, I guess they probably taught us something about it, but
It definitely seems like it should be something that's like when they're teaching kids about how to vote or something. It's like, okay, so here's how we choose things in the country. It's like everyone votes, and it's like some people didn't used to get to vote, and now they do. You know, it's like that's probably when that discussion goes in, and like I can see how that could also. I mean, it's like so important to the conversation actually, but maybe it's like not always talked about.
Yeah, one was
I
voting.
do remember in like 4th grade learning about the government and voting and stuff. So maybe they mentioned it then, but I don't know.
Like, do you remember that what is that, Schoolhouse Rock?
Yeah.
Like, did they talk about how there was like people who didn't get to used to vote, and
I was reading about like not that long after.
It's like that's so important. If you're telling people about the voting system and that like here's how democracy works, it's like pretty important to talk about the fact that like not everyone even got to used to vote, and like maybe even still now there's like ways that people try to like keep people from voting. So
Yeah.
When did they get voting rights? I don't. Or I guess when did I get voting rights too? Because I don't know if was it like only white people? Like what about all the other men? Like only black people can vote? Or was like what about like Asians or something like that?
I don't know, Asians. Let's see.
Like because I know they always talk about black people being able to vote, but I always wonder if it was like only white people could vote.
Yeah, and then like not even women too for a like large amount of time.
Yeah.
Like I think it was 1920 or something where women couldn't vote until 1920.
Yeah.
That was a big whole deal. People were like protesting. I wonder. Yeah. God damn, it's so fucked up.
World's crazy, but at least we're talking about it, I guess.
We need a new country. Like all these countries are too old. They're all old timey.
Yeah, the countries are old. They're old time, but I think I just like.
Oh, and all the fucking the people in the countries are old. Like what? How old is everyone? I heard like there's not a single person in like American like Senate, House, and President situation who's not like over 60. You know.
So the 15th Amendment, which
you reading about it?
Right? Maybe. Anyways, it was passed in 1870.
What is that for women?
No, for men, for black men.
1870?
1870? No way.
Yeah.
You mean black people got the vote before women did? I don't think so.
Black men were able to.
Oh, what?
But they definitely were not actually allowed to until like much later.
But that's when they passed that amendment.
Owned the land. Maybe it's like if you owned land or something, right?
I don't know. I didn't read the whole thing.
Yeah, well, that was. But most places were just not allow. I mean, they just didn't. They either weren't allowing it, or it was just like known that it wasn't a thing. You know.
Well, yeah. Even now, they still harass them outside voting booths and shit like that.
Yeah. I don't know about now. Maybe we finally got here. Like, it's going to be so wild. I don't know. It's like, it's going to be just like destroying these people who are trying to stop them, like, right now, you know, with the movement. But
Yeah.
I think they're teaching us pretty well, but we're all, I mean, Freddie didn't teach about it because he went to Christian school, and we went going to Washington, and even back in the day, Washington has been pretty progressive, like, so I wonder what they taught in other states and stuff, trying to figure it out.
Hey, Heather says hello on the chat. Kenny, have you got on the live dashboard yet? You got to get on that live dashboard.
I have not. How do I mean, I could just pull it up on the website?
I guess so. Usually what I do is I go to YouTube, and then I push the button that says go live.
Yeah.
And then it, like, pops me right to the live dashboard if I already have a, like, live stream going, basically. And then you can see how many people are watching. You can see you can see the, like, the chat. It's weird. The chats are like people talk on the chat more than maybe like YouTube comments, and people like say things and then they get disappeared forever after that.
Oh, they do? Why don't they get saved? You think I should be doing that? I don't know. It might be like too much for me. I guess I could try it out one day.
I have another computer monitor I could give you, and you could like put it off to the side, like nearby, just with that thing there.
Well, there's like a whole the laptop is still sitting here too. But yeah, that'd be a lot. I guess I could do it. I might as well. What's going on in the YouTube?
I mean, I think so far I've been trying to be on the live chat, and I'll like chat with the people,
Yeah, maybe it's better. I don't know
Fine.
if it's better to be separate, and then if like you're like all you YouTubers out there who you're watching live, thank you. But
Yeah. Good job.
maybe if you really want to say something, then you can call. Like I guess but you don't want to call. You know, it's like people are doing this thing where it's like I feel like before, like I was like, oh, always call. But now you want to watch on YouTube, you don't want to call. Like that's how most of the things are, like your radio or TV or anything like that. They're not like. Not most people aren't calling, so if you have something really pressing or whatever, you can call. Otherwise, you know, just watch on YouTube, comment to each other. You're talking to each other.
Yeah, I guess you could just say lines are open. The lines are open. Call on in. Like, actually, Zoom, we're not even taking up a phone line. Like the lines are open. Call in 360-836-4384. Lines are open right now.
Yeah, the lines are open, or you can get on Zoom and you don't have to show your face on Zoom too. I think you can even maybe chat to Zoom or something. You can even text to Zoom. Like, I think that KCMO guy is out there watching again because he logged onto the Zoom for like a second but then logged back out. So shout out to
See
you.
how long we do this Zoom. I think we should get that, like, there's a Google version of Zoom we should probably do instead.
Instead of just like regular Zoom?
Yeah, because Zoom costs money and, like, Google, whatever it is free.
Oh, okay.
It's free. This is free for me.
It's free for you, but we're paying to be able to...
Oh, yeah, you guys gotta pay for it. Yeah.
Oh,
$15 a month.
that's
yeah.
too much.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I watched the city council meeting today on Zoom.
Oh, shit. How did that go?
Well, everybody called in. I heard a lot of people that that I know, like Giselle was on there, and these four other people were on there, and like they're just telling the thing. But they passed. I actually saw them do something for once, which is that they passed a thing that said no chemical weapons to be used.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was like a real thing. It was pretty crazy. They're like, hey, no chemical weapons, right? And they all said yeah, and then they're like, okay, they're banned. It's like,
Wow, that's
really?
awesome.
You can just do that? Like, yeah.
That's cool. There's a protest on Thursday I'm gonna go to.
Ooh.
There's one. It's like you start at City Hall and then go to at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
And then you go to the state capitol. It's like a march to state capitol for Black Lives Matter. I haven't been to a protest yet, but I'm going to this one on Thursday. And it makes me glad that there's not going to be chemical weapons. I mean,
Yeah.
I think Ashley's going to that one on Thursday too.
You're going to that one too?
I think Ashley is. I might go with her. I don't know.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Cool.
you can
But we're both not up till 8. So
What
I
is
don't know.
that? What's that thing that's moving behind you, James? Is there like a ball in a track or something? What is that thing? Oh, that's a
mirror.
Oh, okay. That's your head. I saw the
Oh, yeah.
I saw the back of your head in the mirror, and it looked like a ball going on a racetrack. Yeah. So that's good. Oh man, I kind of want to go. I'm not gonna be available during that time, but I don't know if I'm like up for crowds.
It's pretty intense, you know. It's like basically there is the COVID thing, it's real, and it's like, and the protests aren't making the COVID go up, but like at the same time, it's like I don't know.
There's a lot of people doing that stuff.
It's also working. That's the crazy thing is like the protests are working in a way that I've never seen protests work in my lifetime.
They're working.
So.
They're working. They're doing it, and I don't know. I guess they're working without me, but I'm doing this. This is why I guess my contribution is just talking here.
Yeah, you're doing it. It's good.
I wonder what happened to James. Didn't want to talk about it, but something happened at the hotel yesterday. All right, bye, future.
Hey, I got a production thing too, real quick.
Yeah.
Today, I've been like going through the files a little bit.
Okay.
For the last couple of days, and like I made a master list of all the missing episodes that we don't have copies of.
Yeah.
On YouTube at least. And there's like a large amount of them that were in 2018, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And so today I went to the studio and I found all of those episodes that are missing from YouTube on tape. and I have a stack of like 8 tapes that are maybe it's 7 or 8 tapes that are that I'm ready to digitize and get onto YouTube so that we have like all of 2018 as a complete year up again.
That's weird that those wouldn't be there. Yeah.
I think it's like weird. I mean, who knows? It's like weird production end problems. It's like we didn't have a streamlined system back then. Even then, it like kind of made sense, but not that much. So
In 2018, we didn't have a.
I don't know. You never know.
Yeah.
I'm like curious to watch them, but my plan was to get it set up so we could just like I'm gonna upload them straight to the channel as live videos.
Ooh.
So people can like watch them as we upload them, basically.
Yeah.
I can't do that today because I don't have the cable, but like I think in the coming weeks I'm gonna get the right cable, and then we'll be completing year 2018
Good.
live on the channel, basically on other hours, like random hours. Who knows when? But
Yeah, it's whenever. That'll be cool, and then maybe it'll blip me, and I can look at it like on the.
oh yeah, you can watch it live, just like yeah.
Yeah. That's good. Yesterday, like I think today seems like the YouTube stream is going, but yesterday we had a few little glitch outs where we lost like maybe like 30 seconds or so here and there.
Really?
And then I like went to like it just like stream dropped or whatever, and I went back to look at how it did it, and what it does on YouTube is just like time skip.
Really?
Like the live it just says like not available for a minute, but it's like not that long and we're acknowledging it, so I think I might just leave it. Like or I could like do the tape thing, but I think it's fine.
Yeah, because I definitely did just like what I've been doing is I take the live stream and then I like trim the ends and then publish it as a video.
Yeah.
So I guess that video from yesterday is like missing. What? How long do you think? Like a minute or 2 minutes or something?
Yeah, it's fine. I think we should just leave it. Like, who cares? I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think Heather said leave it. I was like, do you think I should redo it? And Heather and James are like, no, just go
It's
for
part
it.
of the experience.
Yeah. So that's good. What's for dinner, James?
Ashley made katsu for katsu burgers.
Ooh, chicken.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oops.
You could have chicken katsu or pork katsu in my mind.
Oh, I'm pretty sure this is chicken then.
You got katsu
Yeah,
sauce?
it's chicken, she says.
You got-
Oops, what?
You got that sauce? Ooh, that looks good. I'm hungry.
Yeah, we have the sauce. Yeah, we have sauce. I haven't eaten yet.
I really like that sauce. I should just go get some of that sauce.
I know it's bomb.
I still haven't figured out flour. I've been cooking a lot for
Flour?
myself. Yeah. I've been cooking a lot for myself recently. Like I haven't gone to any restaurants at all, but I still have like don't use flour when cooking, like ever. I don't have flour, and I don't know.
Well, you don't really need it for that much. I mean,
for chicken
unless
katsu?
it's bacon.
You need flour? How do you make the breading?
I think it's panko, isn't it?
Oh,
I think it's panko, but you still
panko.
think flour. I think you still put flour, and then you dredge it in egg, and then you put panko.
Yeah, I just like I've never used flour.
Yeah. You use it when you're like frying things, or baking, or yeah.
Frying or baking or cooking in general.
I don't know.
All right, we're gonna record a message of the future. Hey, future, it's us, the past.
Hi.
Hello, future.
We're talking.
Police corrode the community. That's what I say.
It's been like it was like about the same amount of time since the civil rights movement till when I was learning about the civil rights movement in elementary school, and from them until now. And when did they start teaching about it in school? Okay, bye future. It's Tuesday. It's Reels Day. It's like real. It's real today. Talking about that stuff.
Yeah.
I've been trying. Yeah, it's caused me to think, and it's like I just keep coming back to this thought that when I was a little kid, I didn't know that it was still a thing.
Oh yeah.
When I was a kid, they marched in the '60s, and then they got all their rights, and it worked. And now rap is a thing, and MC Hammer. That was like when MC Hammer.
It's not really funny. It was a really good comedy sketch. I wish I remembered the guy's name who did this, but he's like, you know, some people ask for equal rights, like the Pride. They're like looking for equal rights. Back in the '60s, us black people were looking for civil rights. It's not even equal rights.
Yeah,
It's
oh,
like,
yeah.
We're asking for so little. Like, or like he even said like Black Lives Matter. It's like not even like matter more than your lives, or like what's less than matters. Like,
Yeah.
Basically, it's like it's like basically it's like so the minimum. It's like how can you even like say no to this?
Yeah. Yeah. So it kind of seemed like it was they could kind of taught it in the books like it was solved. I feel like, but later on,
Freddie is the one on Friday?
huh?
Thursday, I mean, yeah, Thursday, yeah. Yeah, that is the same one she's going to.
Oh, cool! I'll see you there, Ashley.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be there till late though, but I have to work until like 8.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna go there at 7.
Have you gotten any Tacoma stuff?
Yeah. The first day, I think, was that the first day of them in Tacoma when we went? When we went to the one in Tacoma? Was that the first day?
Thomas been doing some great stuff.
Yeah, that was the first day, wasn't it?
That wasn't the first day.
When we went with Nathan? Or the second day then? The second day then.
Oh yeah, then yeah, that was the second.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, it's gonna be huge. I don't know. Maybe we should get video of it, or I guess we're not supposed to get video of it. People are getting mad because they're showing their face, but it's like not even bad to be. I mean, it's not like it's bad to be there, but some people are like, "Don't show your faces on there." But I think that makes it kind of seems like that whole movement of not showing your face is like some weird like extra. I don't know, like dark stuff or something. I don't know. What am I gonna eat for dinner? I don't know. Something. I should call Mark the guitar player.
No.
You got YouTube on a TV, James? Like on the?
Yeah. Yeah, I can put YouTube on the TV.
We're live on YouTube.
Okay, let me go see.
I was already getting the
Andrew, you're watching on YouTube? Anybody saying stuff on the YouTube, Freddie? How many viewers we got?
Heather's saying some things.
Of course she is.
Heather says Thursday protest party and
Not leave a message for 360.
Well, Mark didn't answer. I don't know. I think Mr. Ginson. I'll wait for Mr.
Ever
Ginson.
get a hold of like Jackson or Rose or any of those folks? They gotta. Oh, we only got 3 minutes left or so.
We got about 7. I started a little bit late today. Should we call Jackson? Tell him we're on YouTube?
Yeah.
Alright, calling Jackson. I guess, actually, I don't know if I have his number in the system. I gotta find it. What's his 425 area code, right?
What's his?
James turned it on, huh?
Yeah, I did.
How's the live stream going? We looking good on live stream?
Oh. Interesting.
Is a delay?
Yeah, okay, I like it.
Good. That's what it looks like. I think you were asking yesterday, right? You're like,
I know, and I'm like, oh, I had plenty of time, and I didn't do it still. Maybe I'll use it to go to bed tonight.
Yeah. It puts you
It's
right
good
to sleep.
background sound.
Somebody, I've heard that from more than one person. They're like, it puts me to sleep. I watch the pro. So I'm like, oh, I don't know how to feel. Is that good or bad? I think it's good. I listen
No,
to
that's not a bad thing. That means that they like that. You know that you make them feel comfort.
Yeah, I'm soothing.
You're soothing. You're. Heck yeah.
I listen to talking when I sleep. like, I can't sleep without, or maybe I could, but then I have to think. I don't like that, that time. I guess I'm thinking, I use this as my time. Maybe other people have this time, like when I'm doing the program. It's like I'm doing the thing where people, what they do before they go to sleep. But if I don't listen to stuff, like, that way I can just kind of drift off while I'm in the middle of listening to things, instead of, like, having that, like, 10 minutes or so when you're trying to sleep and you're sitting there. Like, I don't like that time.
Doesn't the program come on like hella late, like on TV? Because that's how I found out about it. Like, I remember I was in Olympia and I only had basic cable, and I think I couldn't sleep, and there was no infomercial.
Ashley, you brought James and Alex and all of them. It's all because of you.
I know. I'm the OG.
Yeah. But yeah, we're on it. It's on at 11:30 and then at 2 a.m.
Okay, yeah.
And that's like, you know, bar time. So if you're like, well, before when bars were a thing.
It's also when like infomercials start too. It's like that's the time when there's infomercials on regular TV is at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
So it's like, do I watch the infomercials or YDHWM?
Yeah.
I know.
I would choose you guys if that was my option. Definitely.
And if there was any option, you would choose us, right?
I mean, if you were available to watch on regular television,
right?
James, if it was in the times I would. Hey,
why are you just say yeah?
Hey,
I'm trying.
I love you guys. Don't judge me.
I'm fishing for compliments here, James. You're not even doing it. I'm saying yes. I would watch you over any other thing, right? Right?
Always.
Yeah. Okay. There we
Always.
go. There we go. I'm calling Jackson and telling him to watch on YouTube.
We don't have TV.
Hello?
I think it's a good idea. Like he's
Hi,
gonna
Jackson.
see at the end.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good.
We're YouTube live streaming.
Nice.
I wanted to tell you, you can tune in to YouTube.
Ask him if he can get it on YouTube on his TV.
Yeah. Do you have YouTube on your TV?
I do.
Yeah. Go. Can you go? You want to go on it and look at the live stream?
He can see the ending credits.
Sure.
That's the thing nobody gets to see. It's like exciting to see the ending credits.
Yeah. Look at the ending credits. We only have a few minutes.
Okay, hold on.
Ashley or Jackson, where did you go to elementary school?
What?
Where did you go to elementary school?
Hey, this seems like you're trying to hack into my bank account.
What was the mascot of your high school?
Oh.
What's your
wow, is that what that was all about, Kenny?
what's your grandfather's maiden name?
I told him, dumbass.
Or your grandmother's maiden name, I guess. Your
I'm not
grandfather's
giving
maiden
that
name.
away.
But anyway, where did you go to elementary school?
In Linwood.
Linwood, Washington. Everybody, I mean, it's mostly a Washington show, but you remember being taught about the civil rights movement in elementary school?
I don't know. I don't remember that much from there.
Yeah. How about Ashley? She probably went to Lakewood School too, right?
Yeah, she went to Lakewood.
Do you remember getting taught about the civil rights movement in elementary school? Or at least about MLK?
That's gonna make me go on some long rant. But yes, MLK, I remember. Civil rights, not so much. But every year they teach you that.
Yeah.
Whenever his birthday is, and then you learn about every November.
That's the power of creating your own holiday. Is like the schools teach you about that holiday, no matter what. Like basically.
Yeah. You got that stream?
Like it's funny to talk about MLK without like giving you a full idea of civil rights. I guess it's hard, but that's like his whole thing.
Okay, yeah, do that.
You got it going on YouTube, Jackson?
I'm trying to get it up right now. Yeah.
Talk about MLK without giving you
Oh yeah, there it is.
It's going.
We're live.
Jackson.
How many fingers am I holding up?
Oh.
Trying to get it up right now. Yeah.
It's coming.
It's going. Alive. Jackson. How many fingers am I holding up?
5. 6.
5?
6. 6.
6.
Oh.
You got it. It's working.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. Well, we only got about 2 minutes left. Thanks, Grandma and Andrew and Ashley. James, how's the kid? How's Ashley's kid?
You wanna go say hi?
Oh yeah, is Crescent from? Is Crescent
What
from?
happened to the sound?
Oh yeah, you go in there. Hi,
Say hi.
hi, kid.
Say hi.
Yeah, don't do that.
Whatever, butthead.
Don't do that to the kids.
Crescent grew
I
up in
can't
Northern
hear you guys for some reason. I don't know what
California.
just happened. I
Yeah.
can only hear you barely.
How was the civil rights education in Northern California in elementary school, Crescent?
Oh, Lord,
Crescent, how was the civil rights education in Northern California? Do you remember? Did they teach you about that in elementary school? She said it wasn't that good.
But it was there at least.
She said her parents were good at it though, teaching her.
My parents didn't teach me anything like my whole life. I think it was a lot of it was on TV though. So it was all over
There it
TV.
is.
Especially, actually, it was like really heavy on TV during that time. Maybe it was due to like I don't remember actually like seeing like memories of OJ and Rodney King, but maybe it echoed down to me as a kid just from like the TV like shows like telling me about it or something. But the show's over. We made it, everybody. So it's the end of the show. Here we go. I'm gonna run the credits.
Bye.
Oh yeah,
Bye.
all three of you are watching on YouTube, right?
I got it going.
Yeah, so we can all see the credits on the YouTube. This is fun.
Ooh, I'm gonna watch them.
Yeah. All right, here goes. Thanks for watching. It's Tuesday.
Aw, the cute fox.
It's a deer? Or we're on TCTV channel 22, 11:30 and 2 a.m. Oh, there's a fox,
Here.
yeah. YDHWM.com. 3634. Only message on TV. 109 State Avenue, number 3. We're not there. How's the Windows? Graham, it's a good song. Thank you. TCTV, La Bay, Jody E, Fabulous, Graham, South Spy, Con, John Motors, Thurston County, Washington State, USA. Thank you. And viewers, it's you who are watching. Thank you.
Oh, it froze.
Hell yeah, dog.
Stream works great.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
8:45, Jackson. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.